Hello and welcome to the movie trivia Schmoedown analysis. I'm your host as always, Oswald Pendelbury. The first match was Finstock vs. Makuga. A great match, as it turns out Finstock was transformed to Markstock, or is it Findraco? I like Findraco. Makuga bested Findraco in a stunning victory. Apparently being well aware of Kiss of the Spider-Woman is a film. I myself am well aware of it. It features Raul Julia and William Hurt. Go watch it if you have not seen it. Anyways, Finstock versus Josh Makuga. Now the victory has occurred, and Finstock is apparently banned. It sounds like they're pulling shenanigans, and frankly I'd prefer the shenanigans. As Finstock surely is a central part of the league, you need someone like Finstock. There just is no Schmoedown without a little bit of Finstock. Following was a team match of 6 Degrees versus Wolves of Steel, and Wolves of Steel finally prevailed. Yes, they had a previous victory against the Real Rejects, but that was a slight victory. This one was far more dramatic. Though 6 Degrees had a decent showing, despite struggling with the category of DiCaprio. You know, it was quite an interesting match, though, as Wolves of Steel proved that their chemistry has finally found its foundation, as Clockwolf got horror and proved her measure once and for all. If she gets horror on the wheel, she certainly can best you. Otherwise, though, there is difficulty. It'll be interesting to see if Wolves of Steel can continue their streak now further on after their early disappointing performances. Following that was the Inner Geekdom Championship, Burnett versus Navarro. As always in this league, the belt was lost, and Navarro is now the Inner Geekdom champion. It was a splendid match. Never have I seen such geeky displays on site. It was truly a stunning display. Each could not be defeated, although once again there was a bit of disappointment in the final question breakdown. Those final questions could all be of similar difficulty, but they never are. Cara Delevingne, that was a recent film, and you ought to know who played the person. Burnett's question was 1983 Superman 3. I knew that came out. Then there's the year Tender Mercies came out. Everyone knows that, correct? But here's the thing. That was very specific and owed, like Burnett is according to Vivaro, but nevertheless he missed it by a single year, and it's so unfortunate to have him lost based on that alone. I wish we could get more consistent final questions, as it would only make this a superior game. Navarro, though, now is the new champ, and I look forward to him losing his first title defense, which seems to be the running theme in the Schmoedown. On that point, our first match this week comes in Trek versus the Patriots. We have JT and Jeff Snyder versus Scott Mance and Jason Inman. Two teams of opposing sides, good versus evil, proper sentence structure against whatever JT likes to say. I mean, it is true that the jungles rule the kingdom, but it's also true that that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, versus match. This will be quite the interesting thing to see, as the Patriots have not yet played with the whiteboard dynamic. So it'll be interesting to see if JT really is the dead weight so many claim him to be. I myself am not that hard on JT's skills, and the Patriots are a useful and powerful force. I'm not sure they will be easily defeated. Trek, though, is a grand competitor. Despite their first match, they then broke into a truly astonishing pair. The Mance and Inman are probably the strongest team in terms of sheer benefit from them being together. As single players, they often have difficulty, but together they seem to know exactly how to help one another. Inman with the more geeky material and Mance with overall film, which it shows that Mance is better than he plays in singles, as Inman is the perfect calming factor. So Trek versus Patriots, I predict a close match with just the smallest favor going to Trek. Just ever so small victory. I'm going to predict it's going to be the 5-point question in favor of Trek. Although, again, the Patriots easily could retain the belts, but going by the trend of belt loss, let's say the Patriots will also lose their belt. Later on Friday, we have another, let's say, warm-up of Kalikowski versus Drew McWeeny. He's been known as a godfather, but he's calling himself right now. I apologize, I have to do that sometimes. McWeeny versus Kalinowski. I say a victory in McWeeny. Kalinowski, or whatever his name is, was okay. McWeeny was a far stronger competitor. Of course, there is always the potential of the Wheel of Doom, scores and soundtracks and all that, but I have a feeling McWeeny will easily win this one. I'm curious to see how the two men present themselves this time. Neither were that compelling performers, and I mean just, in terms of the act of the competition. They were okay, but I think we could get something a little stronger this time. I hope they bring their A game. Speaking of real competitors, though, we have the championship match of Dan Merle versus John Roca. This ought to be a match upon matches, although it could go either way. I have to predict Merle, as just everything is in his favor. He is the one man in the league who does not lose his cool at any point in any match. He always stays calm and collected, and you never see a different performance from match to match. Roca, on the other hand, has amazing matches, and he has very weak matches. There's this switch from between them. When Roca lost to Ellis, that was a poor performance by Roca. It was not him on his cup game, and the stakes are even higher than it was there. So, the tension's on. If he can calm himself, if he can prove himself, if he can put that blindfold back on himself, he could become the champion of the Schmoedown world, who always is calm, cold, and collected. And he will probably win again. I must say he'll get a title defense. Merle is the only person who seems to be able to defend their title. So I say Merle wins. Roca comes close, but there is that margin that Roca will win the day. That's it for the movie trivia Schmoedown analysis. I'm Oswald Pendelbury. Thank you.